Welcome back to Action Figure Obsession here on the Avian and Loaded channel. It's me, your old pal, Avian and Loaded, and it is the 50th anniversary of the debut of Bullseye in Daredevil Comics back in issue number 131 of Volume 1, Daredevil Volume 1, number 131. Introduced, I believe, by Marv Wolfman and Bob Hall. I think the legendary Klaus Janson, I believe, inked that first appearance. I could be wrong. Feel free to correct me in the comments, but I think so. And anyway, Bullseye has been on my mind a lot lately. I greatly enjoyed his appearance in the most recent season of Daredevil Born Again. Bullseye, I think, is probably, while he's not the most powerful villain in the Marvel Universe, and he's not the most, I don't know. He's not Doctor Doom, he's not Galactus, he's not the Red Skull, he's not Thanos. But god damn it, Bullseye is just freaking cool. And I have loved him ever since his first appearance during the Frank Miller run of Daredevil, which I believe is issue number 159. I think that was the beginning of the Gang War storyline, if I recall correctly. And just right from then on, I went back and read his previous appearances before Frank Miller was penciling the book. And of course, Bullseye became even more of a icon once Miller started writing the book as well, starting with issue number 168 and the legendary rivalry between Bullseye and Daredevil. And I just, I've been thinking about him a lot lately, and I think Bullseye is actually my favorite Marvel super villain. I think of all the bad guys that all the heroes have faced that I've read in my 54 years of reading Marvel comics and the associated media, I think Bullseye is my guy. I really do. And back when I first got back into Marvel Legends around a decade ago, one of the first Build-A-Figure waves that I completed was this Man-Thing Build-A-Figure wave that you can see. We get the one of the arms of, I think that's the right arm of the Man-Thing here in this Bullseye. The Man-Thing Build-A-Figure wave was a fantastic wave, a great way for me to dive back in back then for, I think, my third go-round in Marvel Legends. You can see we had the first Netflix Daredevil, the Netflix Punisher, Netflix Elektra, Netflix Jessica Jones, and then comic book Blade, comic book Bullseye, and, of course, the comic book Man-Thing. Now, I traded or sold off my Man-Thing Build-A-Figure some time ago, I think years ago, but when that Man-Thing special aired, I think on Disney Plus, was it? And they did an updated version of that figure. I did get that, so I have the MCU Man-Thing, which is virtually identical. There's a couple of differences in paint deco and sculpt, but for all intents and purposes, it's like having the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure back. So of this lineup, I have Man-Thing, the newer version. Then I still have the Punisher, never got rid of him. Still have Jessica Jones, never got rid of her. And still have Bullseye. And most recently, as you may have seen in my Toy Haul videos, I think last week, picked up what is essentially a backup copy of the Sunfire body mold Bullseye. I guess they're all in the Sunfire body mold, at least all the Hasbro ones. I don't have the Toy Biz ones. The Toy Biz did two of them on that kind of janky, weird body that I think was left over from Toy Biz. Like the Hasbro picked up. Eventually did a few figures on that body too before they started introducing better bodies like Bucky Cap and the Wolf Cap / Grim Reaper body mold. But I have been and am critical of the Sunfire body mold, as it's called, even though it was originally used on Spider-Man 2099. But here is another killer diller on the same body mold, that Sunfire body mold. Deadpool here, and as you can see, he looks pretty good. This is the retro 80 years Deadpool. it's those shoulder balls on the Sunfire body mold. That is really the only thing uh, that really still bothers me about that body mold. I think it's pretty good Sunfire body mold. Just sometimes those shoulders, they really bum me out. Um, Here's my Che Guevara Wade Wilson, by the way. I kit bashed that. This is the Sasquatch Build-A-Figure Sunfire body mold Deadpool. His harness got really brittle and snapped on me, and I had to throw it away. So I gave him. I forget who this belt is taken from, but it was it's that tactical belt that's on. It might be from a Killmonger. Um, Winter Soldier, I think, has it, and a few other characters. But yeah, my Che Guevara, Che Wilson, if you will. Uh, I'm pretty pleased with how he looks, and he again is on the Sunfire body mold as well, as are these Deadpools. So this is the Deadpool. Was it 2016 or 2017? I think this wave came out. Um, I gave him a Marvel Legends AK of some kind. I don't know. I forget who I got that off of, that rifle. But this is the OG for that Man-Thing Build-A-Figure wave. And I got this one used, actually, and weirdly, somebody cut the holster off of it, so he just has like the thigh strap there. Uh, it's a little strange. I'm not sure what they were thinking, if they were just trying to streamline the lower torso area and make it look more like the comics. I'm not sure, but that's fine. It bothered me that he had been altered, which is why when I had the opportunity to pick up a backup copy in my trades last week, I bit the bullet, and used $80 of my trade credit to get a backup Bullseye. And I'm not going to unbox him or open him right now. I'm not sure if I need to or not. I've got these two guys. So we have the OG one from the Man-Thing Build-A-Figure wave, and then we also have the 3-pack, the Daredevil Man Without Fear 3-pack one that came with Elektra, and the Daredevil that was on the Renew Your Vows body mold. When this was first announced, I absolutely despised the blue on his torso, but I have come around to that. I like it now. I like, maybe it's because I have 3 Bullseyes now, so it's okay to have one with a little variety. But I think that I dig it. I think I dig it. And I put a black version of that needle gun that the original one came with. Can I? Yeah, you can see a little bit of it right there. That's the handle of it, and I think it's the same. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's the same gun as this. I'm not sure where this. I think this one came from Paladin, the sort of gold orangey one. But you can see if you look very closely at like the hammer and the back end of it, you can see that's definitely the same weapon. But I have found a black one and put that in this holster because, as you may know, the 3-pack Bullseye for some reason came with an empty holster, and I gave him, I think it's a Snake Eyes Uzi from G.I. Joe Classified series. So he's geared up, he's ready to go. And then this guy's got his AK, this OG one that has had some surgery on him and has seen better days, but is still in pretty good shape. I love them all. I love Bullseye. And having the backup made me feel like I could put the head, the unmasked head, the maniacal unmasked head from this guy onto a Hawkeye, because as you may know, Bullseye was in the Dark Avengers masquerading as Hawkeye when Norman Osborn formed his Dark Avengers. And I thought this would be, and I have 2 of these Hawkeyes. One is on the Sky Cycle in my West Coast Avengers display. And so I love it. And the skin tone matches well enough, I think. I think it's pretty good. Pretty good. So, on the occasion of Bullseye's 50th birthday here in 2026, just wanted to take a few minutes to celebrate my favorite Marvel Comics villain. I think that this figure, the Sunfire body mold, Bullseye, whether you like the original one from the Man Thing Build-A-Figure wave or this one from the Man Without Fear wave. I don't have the Bullseye Muse 2-pack yet. It has gone through the roof on the aftermarket with that Bullseye with tactical pants and all the weapons being all bloody for both Bullseye and Muse. I would like to get that. I would very much like to get that as a big Bullseye fan. But it's not going to happen this week, I can tell you that. But when it does happen, if it does happen, I certainly will update you on the status of my Bullseye collection. But for now, these are my guys. These are my Bullseyes. Benjamin Poindexter, Dex, whatever you want to call him. He's Bullseye, and he never misses. And God love him. I actually think that this... the Sunfire body mold Bullseye, I think, is not only my favorite supervillain in my action figure collection, but I think it's my favorite Marvel Legend, or certainly on a very, very short list of my favorite Marvel Legends, because the silhouette of it is just perfect. It's my mind's eye of what Bullseye looked like, and the attitude of it, and the body language of it. This is Bullseye from the Frank Miller Klaus Janson Daredevil run. The two of them drawing Daredevil began with number 158. Frank Miller took over the writing as well with 168. And then their initial run continued until issue number 191, which was the capstone of Miller's original Daredevil run, and which was an issue-long confrontation between Daredevil and Bullseye. Daredevil 191, one of the most groundbreaking Marvel comics I think ever published. Certainly something that at the time was very, very new, very different for the superhero genre. It was a ballsy move, Daredevil 191. And if you haven't read it, boy, I urge you to find a copy and track it down, find it online, read it. Just an amazing, amazing story. And in fact, start with 159, which is where Bullseye first shows up during the Frank Miller, Klaus Janson era. 159 through 191, you cannot go wrong. I mean, Bullseye just owns those issues as far as being just a wild, unpredictable, incredibly vicious and dangerous protagonist with some interesting sort of side missions where we see a little bit of what goes on inside his head full of bad wiring. So it's hard to believe that this character has been around for 50 years. Well, I mean, I hadn't really thought about it, but, Daredevil 181, which was the climax of the Daredevil, Elektra, and Bullseye sort of, I wouldn't call it a love triangle, but a death triangle, I guess. That issue number 181, the cover of that issue actually hangs out in the mini art gallery right outside the toy room here as the Dynamic Forces lithograph. I think that's the most expensive single piece of merch. Well, no, I did buy the $400 Alex Ross Spider-Man head bust back in much, much better financial times. But that Daredevil 181 lithograph, the cover depicting Bullseye and Elektra having it out with Daredevil looming large in the background, that gorgeous yellow cover, man, I was in high school when I bought that, and that issue, I read it again and again and again and again until it fell apart. Just an incredible, incredible piece of comics history. That we wouldn't have if Bullseye hadn't appeared 50 years ago this year in issue Volume 1, number 131 of the original Daredevil. And now 50 years later, Bullseye, I think, is as exciting and creative and interesting a character as ever, whether you liked him in the Dark Avengers or on Daredevil and Daredevil Born Again. He was on the Netflix show and also Born Again. And even when Colin Farrell played him in the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, there's always something, and I'm sure he'd agree, magical about a Bullseye appearance. And I'm very excited to have added this Dark Avengers Hawkeye with the Bullseye unmasked head into my collection as of today. And, sooner or later, I hope to hunt down that at least Bullseye from the Bullseye Muse 2-pack. If anybody watching has bought that 2-pack but only wanted Muse, hit me up. Let's talk. Maybe we could do a little trading. Thank you for joining me for this little 50th anniversary celebration of Bullseye here on Action Figure Obsession. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. And feel free to leave any comments, observations, questions, analysis in the comments section below. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, feel free to do so. Hit the subscribe button and then the notification bell so that YouTube will let you know whenever I upload a new Action Figure Obsession video here on the Avian and Loaded channel. Thank you for joining me. And for me and for OG Bullseye and Crazy Dark Avengers Bullseye and 3-pack baseball jersey Bullseye and Waiting in the Wings backup copy Bullseye, thanks for joining me, and I'll see you on the next one.